I'm your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I want to share with you some key secrets in my life and my father's life. These principles have taken me to where I am, and my children to where they are, and my grandchildren to who they will be. These are key principles you must put into practice. Number one, you see, I'm in this beautiful hotel room, very beautiful hotel room. Beautiful hotel room, very neat. This is my second time of staying here. I came to speak, and it's paid for. Paid for. It's not like the farm where you see me do other recordings. There was a day, it was my birthday. I don't know whether it should be around my 35th or 36th to 38th birthday, around my late 30s. And I went to see a young man in a hotel. He was a guest preacher. He came from Cotonou. Still my friend till today. Came from Cotonou. And he was quartered in Hotel Terminus. And it was my birthday. I went to eat something called Isiewu in Igbo language. It's prepared from goat head. Very delicious meal. Went to eat Isiewu for my birthday. And he was in town and he said we should come and see him. And I went with my wife to Hotel Terminus. And I told my wife, when I got into the hotel room, we saw him. And I told my wife that a time shall come, we'll be staying in hotels around this country. It didn't look possible. Today, I stay in hotels not only around this country, around the world. Beautiful hotels, paid for. And the things I like, beautiful beds, like this one, come this way. I like beautiful beds. I like beautiful drapes. I told my wife that we'll be staying in hotels around the country, and I've stayed in hotels around Nigeria, beautiful hotels, expensive hotels. Now, that is admiration. Most people who don't do well in life criticize people. They are very cynical. They make mockery of people. They try to disdain people's enjoyment and achievement. Don't do that. Anything you criticize, you cut to size and you short circuit, and it will not happen in your life. My father there was a medical doctor called Dr. Stevenson who worked in the Warri General Hospital in the 60s, and my father was a refuse collector. My father admired Dr. Stevenson and told me when I was in primary 5, I've shared this with you several times, that my son, you're going to be a medical doctor like Dr. Stevenson. In 1984, I worked in that same hospital where my father collected refuse. And I became a doctor there. And my father was no longer a refuse collector, but he was Papa Doctor. So, admiration. When you admire, it's not enough to admire. It involves participation. Know what the persons or individuals did to reach what you admire. Participate in the same activities to reach that same level. If they went to medical school, go to medical school. If they went to law school, go to law school. If they read books, read books. So my father admired K.O. Mbadiwe and Nnamdi Azikiwe for the way their oratorial prowesses and the way they spoke. And for me to speak like them and to be oratorially competent like them, I must read. So in the mud house, in Okere, not too far from here, where I'm staying in this hotel, I have cut firewood here when I was much younger. Cut firewood here when I was much younger. And I used to read in the mud house, read with lantern, that's hurricane lamp. Read. I read so much that at one time somebody was calling me a mobile encyclopedia. So participation. The next thing is perspiration. It will take your sweat. There were days in medical school when I didn't have books to read. I would be reading and be hitting myself so that I could stay awake because I used to borrow books to read. Perspiration. You sweat it out. When I was selling, there were times I was importing cars. I would drive from Lagos throughout the night to reach Aba by around 5 a.m. 7:30, I'm in the hospital to work. I will do surgeries till late in the evening. I work hard. I've worked hard throughout my life. And when you work hard and you have not much to start with, and when you have these luxuries, you enjoy them. When you come from a background where these luxuries were day-to-day occurrences, they become boring to you. That's why people go into drug addiction and all kinds of addiction and perversions. So, perspiration. The next thing is determination. Let me come back to admiration. Benny Hinn was preaching on TV, in a video, and I saw him make his hand like this, and 3,000 people, more than in the big hall, people were just falling under there. I liked it, and I put the video on pause, and I used my hand to touch his hand. I said, I want some of this. And that was the period I was fasting and praying and asking God to use me. That Sunday, I went to church, and my bishop finished praying. I prayed in my spirit. I said, Holy Spirit, ask my bishop to call me to pray. And my bishop called me. And I said, Holy Spirit, do what you did in the life of Benny Hinn. And I raised the same song he raised. Hallelujah. And I said, the Holy Spirit is coming upon you. I made my hand like, and people fell. And that day, my children came and they were hugging me. Daddy did Benny Hinn today. So, you must have admiration, participation, determination, and then you must dare. You must dare to experiment. You must dare to trust God. Then you must dare to declare, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, and this is going to happen. You see, if you don't tell the person to be healed, the person won't be healed. If you don't tell, this is what I want, this is where I want to stay, if you don't declare it, you won't get it. A short mouth is a short destiny. And then the level of actualization. So when you reach self-actualization, when you've reached seeing what you want to become. One of my sons said that he will not school in Nigeria, that he must school in Europe, and that he must read medicine. So today, he's a medical doctor, he's a surgeon, and he's in Europe. He's in Germany. That's the way it is. So you declare, you perspire, you participate, and then I will tell you a story and I'm done. I attended one of the best schools in the world, Government College Ughelli, and I'm so proud and always mention Government College Ughelli. I formed that place, my character, my nature was really formed. We have very great men that have passed through the gates of that school. And one of them was Major General David Edge of blessed memory, one-time Chief of Army Staff. He came for our old boys meeting 1 year, usually in January, and he came with siren. Bah, 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 bah. He was military administrator of the then Midwestern region. And a young man saw him and said, I would like to be like David Edge. One day I will come to this school with siren. Then he participated in joining the Nigerian army, and then he went to naval school, became chief of naval staff. Edge was chief of army staff, and he was a member of the Armed Forces Ruling Council. And the day he came for our anniversary, he came with a helicopter and landed in the school. And then all the military administrators around Delta State started coming from the different states. So with sirens, he not only came with his own siren, he came with a helicopter, and different sirens came. Don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid to declare. Don't be afraid to dare to attempt the things that you want to become. Know what people did to become who they are. Dare to become who you want to be. You might not, the man became a naval officer, Edjo was an army officer. You can become who you are in your own perspective. Benny Hinn is doing his own ministry. I'm still doing my own ministry, and I'm enjoying myself, and I feel actualized. And I feel when you reach the level of self-actualization, is to share your dreams with people so that people can also be actualized. I remain your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I hope this message has blessed you. God bless you.